Alright, I guess I'll record a quick video showing the setlist scroll. Not that, I mean, everything's recorded anyway, so this is a bit redundant. But yeah, the full game FC on 150% speed. So I did this on regular speed however many years ago. Obviously I didn't have a rake back then, so this is kind of a different deal entirely, but still, obviously it's miles harder at 150. So, I mean, the introduction is nothing. I also did it at 5,000, so I guess you could argue that I haven't done this at 150, but I don't know why anyone would do that. First album's pretty much all okay, except maybe Reassurance Rests in the Sea. Riff at the beginning, which I might as well show. So that's the hardest part of that song, and probably the hardest moment of this whole album. The long one, Mastered on, what sound does a Mastered on make? This one isn't actually very hard. I think I got it, pseudo sight read. And there's also no breaking in this first album, so when we get to Doppelganger, many of these songs have breaking, or at least very fast strumming. So, I mean, I might as well make this a full, run through of the game. What we have in this one is one pretty short raking section, actually. I did this song with a 3-2, so I have the strumming pattern memorized there, not with this 2-2. I guess, I mean, it is a 2-2, but it's not a consistent 2-2. Quite often, the first rake will be a 3 strums, so that was fun. But I mean, obviously it was good enough to get me through the game. Act 1, Scene 1 has a lot of fast strumming. I did this one standard strumming because I only had the 3-2 when I was going for it. And you don't want to be doing that strumming on a 3-2, and it happens again. So yeah, FSP Remix is pretty easy actually, except for probably this part, which is much harder than it is on GH3. So yeah, the strumming at the end is nerfed. Deathwish is easy. Sidewinder is another one that has a raking section. Here. This is another one I did on a 3-2. In fact, everything before these first 2 albums are the only ones that did it on a 3-2 actually. So, Holly Tip, no raking in this. I don't remember what the hard part of this was. I think it might have been. I mean, just kind of awkward. That's the thing. Most of these songs have something difficult in. But I'm just gonna try and show the absolute hardest parts. So, Laces Out isn't that bad. Hot Wire Race isn't that bad. Wacko Jacko is another raker. And I did this obviously on 3-2, as I said, which made this one really bad. And that happens again and again. But the third time it's even longer. No problem right now on the 2-2. And also a bit of minor money here in this riff. Right here. That's pretty miserable. And the absolute hardest part of... Actually, I forgot Tom Waits exists here. This one's kind of stupid as well. And then the outro breakdown. Just reckon it because I'm being lazy now, but I did standard strum that. Macaulay Culkin has the biggest money of Doppelganger, and it's right here. I'm just trying to one-hand it right now, but I would be tapping that. That happens twice. I mean, yeah, it's not too bad outside of that, I guess. The very end is actually kind of jokeable. But yeah, okay, Manipulator 150. I don't have much to say about most of these because I did them all faster anyway. Quarter pastors I did it at 140 before because I didn't have a rig, but this is why you need a rig. At least if you're a mere mortal like me, I can't strum 21 MPS for that long. And there's also some strumming, much faster strumming actually, in this section. This is over 22 MPS. If I just get the A right. Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. And that happens twice. Problem, semi-fiction. This has some open note money. Right here. Casino is easy, Sledgehammer is easy enough. I did that one at 165. See, Atlantis ain't that bad. Nah, it's mainly just Panama on this album, to be honest. And this specific chart needs a lot of raking, actually. So it's kind of tricky before this first section of the song, but when we get to this stuff here, this is where it becomes like big money. Yeah, and this aptly titled Weird Break. Not the end of the hard parts here either. Verse 6A has some more raking. So that's pretty chokeable after everything that happens. There's no more raking in the song, but there's stuff like I missed this once. There's just plenty of little tricky things like that. But that song's like top 3 hardest in the game, I guess. I leave Ghost Ship till last. In fact, I'll go down. I did okay next, so I might as well cover this now. Most of these songs are pretty easy. Inside Out has this transition that happens a couple of times. So that's just kind of awkward. And you know, you can go to most sections and find something of note. You know. Besides Savior, I don't think any of these were that bad. So let me show you Savior. Savior is much harder than everything else on this album. Okay, this is way too many sections for this song, by the way. There is like, There's no need for this at all. But that's pretty bad. Not easy to rake even. And that shows up here too. And then that's it, but that's way harder than anything else on the album. Okay. This album, there's a lot of money in this album actually. Panic Attack's pretty easy. You got this kind of cool solo in Straight Jacket. Battleship Graveyard, a hella chokeable song, and that would be because of something. Nice lag spike. And here's the this thing. Just randomly right at the end. On a kind of a long song too. This is like 4 minutes. Oh, 3.5. Okay. Transference single, they're easy. This song has a pretty interesting solo. Just really weird. People in Their Lives is fine, pretty much. Dirty Pillow Talk, I don't remember exactly what was hard about this song, but I just knew. I know it was just kind of, there's hard stuff throughout. It's like pretty harsh riffs. Alright, I think there was something around here. Either way, there was a bunch of stuff in this song. Nobody's perfect. This doesn't seem like it should be hard, but this is big money. That is so much more difficult than it looks, trust me. Waves is easy. Walk of Fame. This thing has the worst solo in the game. That's really, really difficult. And then the beast that is Nature versus Nurture. This thing I didn't know this was going to be doable, but it clearly was. Without a 2-2, it definitely wouldn't be doable. sure what was going on with all those misses there, but yeah, you get the point. Almost 4 minutes, and it's right at the end. And this song too, I mean, it's most of the songs on this album are kind of difficult. There's, I don't know, I mean, I guess just look at this. You have like these sections. But I don't know, it's just a bunch of stuff with this one, so I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Alright, Ghost Ship, the last one I did. 2 and 4 are pretty much okay. I don't think there's any raking in them. 3 does have some raking in this guitar solo. And there's some regular strumming coming up. At least I've standard strummed this much. I don't think anyone would be raking this, surely. Just messing about at the end, but yeah, a lot of strumming in that, and a few chuckable parts after, but not even worth showing off, I don't think. I guess actually I could show off one of them. It's just stuff like that is randomly throughout any song. This one, hardest part is somewhere. And there's plenty more strumming after that, actually. This stuff isn't too hard on its own, but you know, this is right at the end of the song, and these are the songs on this album are quite long, much longer than the songs on the other albums, except for, you know, the final ones, like Panama and Macaulay Culkin and all that. But yeah, the biggest FC in here is this, I think. It should be. This is really quite something. So the first major thing is this raking here. There's some strumming in between here, but then there's this breakdown section is pretty bad. And by the way, this is the longest song in the game. So yeah, that sort of should be open note riff with the greens below. That's very difficult. If I try and hit that with the hammer-ons, I can do it, but strumming through it was, you know, easier. But man, this is really fast to be using the hammer-ons. Very, very fast. And then there's this. And yeah, I would say Walk of Fame is harder than this, but this is still pretty big. And then, because that wasn't enough, there's this raking section too. Oh wow, my rake must have been a 3 in the middle of that, that's rough. But yeah. And there's a few little strumming bits after that, but nothing really worth showing off. Anyway, yeah. That's the 63 out of 63. Obviously, no full album would ever be done at 150. Nor would the end of the set list, that goes without saying. But yeah. I started this yesterday at like 4 PM, so I guess like 28 hours from front to back, not non-stop. Pretty cool. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.